All Racing GP2 Round 9. We are at COTA tonight. I am joined once again by DXC James Al.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RPR GP2.
And whilst we wait for the drivers to start making their way out onto track, I will run through the standings. Currently out in front is Johnny Stokes on 156 points, followed sort of closely by DXC Moyland on 128. Frenzy is picking up third with 98 points. Lister in fourth on 85 points. Then there's a bit of a gap to Wumax in fifth on 50 points. DXC Lulu takes sixth on 27 points. DXC Vader in seventh on 23 points. Tied for eighth are DXC Hobo and DXC Matty on 18 points. Decky takes 10th on 16 points.
Cheers, Zodak. Dry everywhere.
Pedro is in 12th on 12 points. Something's gone wrong there with the positions because surely he should be 11th.
But he is on my screen.
Mrs. Carl is 13th with 11 points. Hepburn in 14th with 10 points. Island Boy in 15th with 9. Scarito in 16th with 7, Zodak 17th with 6, Evans on 2 points in 18th, Flea with 1 point in 19th, Rocketman with no points in 20th, and Ashwin is in 11th with 15 points. That's really well sorted. That's messed up.
Speedy and Mrs. Carl out. Speedy's the first one.
Data up. Frenzy has done his normal and retired in the pits.
Frenzy just wants the in-game driver of the day.
Our Hobo has made it in, that's good. We follow Speedy round. Let's get my screen set up properly.
Alright, we have 20 corners here today in the US of A. 2 DRS zones and a lot of tyre wear. Ryan has redeemed the Lando Norris. Obviously, my Streamlabs up on my PC, but it is now, so it should come through. There she blows. I wonder if you heard it or not, but there it is. So then, Speedy on the rundown now. Well, on the run up to turn 1, should I say? You can get very late on the brakes here, as it is uphill. Just misses the apex that he did want on the rundown now to turns 2. Flat out through here. Turns 3 all the way up to 6. Tricky little S section if you get it wrong. Turn 7, misses that apex a little bit. Turn 8, a little bit slow. Turns 9, cuts that beautifully. Now turns 10, doesn't cut it as much as he'd like to. Run down now to turn 11. Brakes at the 60 metre mark. Clips the apex, a little bit weary on the outside. DRS is now activated. Tight to the right hand side, as that's the shortest way possible. Turns 12, heavy on the braking at the 100 metre mark. Cuts that just a little bit wide, uses all the track available. Turns 13 now and 14. Now you have to run all the way wide now for turns 15. Doesn't do it as much, so he gets a poor exit there. Doesn't invalidate, which is a good sign. Turns 16 and 17 and 18 all in one corner here. Little dab on the brakes for 19. Halfway now, turns 20 up to the final corner. Uses all the track. DRS activated and a 135.9 is the starting.
This has invalidated his lap behind, did a 39.2. Assuming at some point he turned his ERS off to try and
So now Mrs.
recoup.
Carl on a 149.3. I presume she's span it out a little bit. Rocketman has also won. I don't need that more than the fastest lap.
Evan does a 35.0. Followed by
Next
Johnny
across the line.
Stokes with the 35.0 as well.
Oh, 3 thousandths of a second separates the two here in Q1. Just on board with Zodak as he's entering turns 14.
I forgot to warn them all in the lobby as well. I'm still the host of this lobby because I couldn't get anyone to take over as host.
Ooh.
Hopefully Cody
Oh,
has
and
fixed
Zodak
it.
spins it on the exit of turn 18. His obviously rear end just got away from him there. Doesn't invalidate his lap, so this will give him a little benchmark to improve on. It seems to be sliding quite a lot there. There's not much downforce in that rear end of his. He does a 148.5, which puts him P4. So the next across the line would be GGC. He's coming up to turns 18 now. Uses all the available track for turns 19, but runs a little bit wide. Doesn't invalidate it though. ERS for the short run up on a 138.9. That puts him P4.
He's got a lot more pace than that. He had a lot more pace on Monday. He was in the 136s.
Yeah, sandbagging. That's all I can think of, sandbagging. There's Pedro now, comes up to the final corner, turns 20. A 135.0.6, or 135.06, which puts him P2.
It's looking close at the top.
Here we have DXT Lulu, aka Mazepin, aka Mr. Drift.
Will he spin it out of the final corner like we've seen him do many times?
It's all about turns 16 to 18. That seems to be the tricky one so far. Oh, he just eases off the throttle there. Obviously he's a little bit scared. Oh, and he
goes
runs well
very wide.
But he doesn't invalidate.
Took the IndyCar line.
That's a 137.0. That puts Lulu P7.
Never forget.
And Moyland will be the next to put a time on the board. By Alpine on Mondays.
Lulu screaming that he was going to be doing the best lap. He was going to put it on pole, coming around the final corner and just putting it in the pit wall.
Yeah, it's typical Lulu. Typical Lulu. Moyland 135.3. That puts him P4. Scarito span it on the exit of turns 14. So that cooked his tyres and he's invalidated as well. I'm not sure about this September livery for Ferrari.
No, I sort of get why they've done it because they did it for Red Bull, but then they didn't do it for the McLaren with
Mercedes.
the Golf and
They
Mercs.
did. Sure they did for McLaren.
The McLaren never.
Matty span it on the exit of turn 7. The Mercedes.
As Hobo loses it out of 19, picks up the inside wall, but keeps the wheels on. They didn't do the Golf livery.
So Lister's time now. That technically was a 1:39.2, but he invalidated it, so that would have put him P11. Heard about James May?
It is crashing the latest Grand Tour.
Yeah, Rocky
Yeah.
Trip.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's quite funny.
Yeah, it is. He proper puts it into that wall.
He puts it into the wall.
I knew, obviously that episode only got released today, but I saw something a while ago saying about
Matty there does a 1:52.6, and that puts him P14.
saying that May had the crash. I didn't expect it when I started watching the episode when I got home from work that it would be that early on in the episode that he broke the car.
Lister's put a purple sector 1 in. No, sector 2, sorry, sector 2. It was up to turn 16, 17 and 18. I think for that corner I'm just going to say 16 and 18 because 17's I don't class that as a corner.
Yeah, it's part of the same corner.
There's Lister puts it P4 and another 1:35.0. 1:35.084. It is getting very juicy up at the top here in Q1. Surprised no one's rocking the fish helmet.
Yeah, there's only one driver that does.
Yeah, I wonder who that could be. And I'm surprised no one, especially the McLarens, one of them doesn't rock the Lando Norris.
Yeah, I've demoted him in GP1. I rocked that in the Williams.
His Decky crosses the line for his time of a 1:37.9. Scarito again invalidates his lap. In fact, I need to ask if we've got Monday off. Well, I'm not turning up for work on Monday anyway, but I'm just tempted to turn around and say I'm not going to Kenya anyway as well. Right, so Craig is on his first time lap. He's obviously got the ERS button on deploy, so he doesn't have to worry about pressing the button. Hey, Ducky. How are you doing, my dear? Apparently he's done a purple sector 1. I've been better, Ducky, I've been better, but plodding along. He's on the first DRS straight here. Hugs the right hand side. Scarito's retired.
Right.
Is he retired in the pits or Oyland's retired? There it is. We're getting somewhere today, chat. We're getting somewhere. We like it.
So Vader picks up purple sector 2. Coming round 16 to 18.
Oh, and he loses it on back end. 18. Loses it on 18.
I found those corners, it's
tricky.
Worse than last game.
It is, but you've just got to get the right amount of throttle input, the downforce on the rear.
Craig decided not to pit that lap then.
I know, it's a really poor exit. So this will compromise his first run.
And he's lost an end plate on his... Oh, I suppose it's time, isn't it? He's not got... He didn't have time to get in the pits.
He will improve if he doesn't spin on the... Nope, he's not improving.
It's not invalidated him.
He is.
Oh, now he has, yeah.
We're gonna say. So at this moment in time, we will be saying goodbye to Rocketman, Vader, Woomax, Frenzy, and Scarito. But Woomax has not set a time yet.
Woomax has literally just jumped into the lobby. So
he will have time. He will
have time, yeah. He's got one shot at this.
All you've got to beat Woomax is a 139.93. As Lulu has binned it, or is he just retired?
I think he's retired in the pits.
He thinks he's safe. He thinks he's safe. I don't think he will be, because I know Rocketman can improve. GGC can improve. Oh, but he's invalidated his lap, so this lap will have to count for GGC.
Come on, Crookie. I think he invalidated his lap early on because we've got plenty of ERS available for this one.
This is retired, Pedro's retired, Kyle's retired, Hobo's retired, they all think they've done enough, Speedy's retired.
Staying on board with GGC, my Monday night teammate.
Ooh, friend. Right, Woomax's one and only qualifying time. Can he beat a 138.9? Oh, Lulu's left the session. Clearly scared.
Good.
No, he could be having difficulties.
Internet issues, it's Lulu.
Stop downloading things.
So, purple sector 2 for GGC.
Woomax is going to interfere with a Ferrari, unless that is GGC, coming up to turns 11.
No, that will be Decky. So GGC just coming round 19 now into 20.
Don't know about you, Rob, but I think Woomax's rear wing DRS looks a bit out of regulation.
I missed that. So GGC does improve and takes 14th.
That's a 137.909 to stay safe. And what does Woomax do? He's coming up to turns 19 and 20. Ha, alright, Ducky. Catch you in a bit. And Woomax does a 136.1, and that pushes GGC down. Rocketman now, could he push Lulu? out of Q1. The final corner. That was a 137.
Rocket Man got 17th, so he doesn't kick Lulu down. So at the end of Q1, we will be saying goodbye to TTC, Rocket Man, Vader, Frenzy, and Scarito. Lulu, oh, he was so close. Less than a tenth in it between himself and TTC. It was half a second down on Mrs. Carl. He needs to up his game and find his pace.
Well,
I'd say turn the assist back
my
on,
food
but
delivery is here, ladies and gentlemen, so I will be with you in a...
damn it, I want food.
Rob, I'll only be like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know, but I'm really hungry. I want food. Hearing your McDonald's order earlier, it was like, yeah, I want that. I want that. But Uber Eats won't deliver to the shed under the stairs. And my wife will beat my ass if I order and get it just delivered to the front door and she has to bring it out to me. But whilst James is devouring his dinner, we will watch who's going out first. We've got Haas out first. Is that Ashwin? No, that's Hobo out to set our first lap. So we'll follow Hobo for his out lap, see how he gets on. As it goes through the American Maggots and Beckett's. I find the pass. I'm going to say that as your name because if I try and actually pronounce your name, I'll end up butchering it, and I don't want to do that. This is Rapid Pixel Racing. It's the GP2 tier. There's 3 tiers in this league. We've got GP1 that runs on a Monday night. That's a full 0 assist. GP2 on a Friday night. And GP3 run on a Sunday. Reserves are always welcome to sign up. If you drop me a message on Discord, I'll send you an invite to the server once all the races and everything are done. As we watch Hobo now starting his timed lap, cuts the apex of turn 1 nicely, now drops down into turn 2, and now 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Picking up the apexes beautifully there. Now dropping down into turn 11. Important corner here. Get the car rotated so you can get on the power all the way down this back straight. DRS open. Absolutely flat, keeping it as tight to the right hand side as you can. As we've lost the other Haas of Yuki Ashwin. Would have expected to have seen putting in a decent time as well. So Hobo just coming round, turned 15 now into 16, 17 and 18. Braking lightly into 19, running the car out right wide. Get it set for turn 20. Taking plenty of curb on the exit and does a 137.2. So who's next on the track? I think that's a Williams. I've missed that one. Paolo comes across, Pedro, not Paolo, does a 135.3. Moylan does a 135.4. See a message from Hobo and completely missed that. That one. Hobo's car getting stuck in gear. Are you running? You're not running auto gears, are you, Hobo? As Evan does a 134.2 to take provisional pole in this section of qualifying. Mattis did a 143. Mrs. Cole does a 137.1. So you jump up into 4. Lulu's on a 143 as well. They must have held up on their lap. You got the Ferrari gearbox in your car, Hobo? Is that why it's getting stuck in gear? So who've we got coming round? Blisters there. Speed is invalidated. Yeah, I've seen the message, mate. I will drop that link across after this race is finished, just because I can't multitask. Lulu decides to bail out, not go for another lap. Johnny Stokes is on an out lap. Lister's done a 35.5, taking him up into 4th. Mattis improved with a 36.3, taking 5th. Decky needs an wrong button invite as we watch an Alpha Tauri go round. Keeps it out the wall. This is Odak in the Alpha Tauri. He's cooked his rear tyres. He's going to struggle to improve on this lap, I think. He'll need to find his way into the pits, get a new set of tyres on there if he's got the time. Waiting for that yellow flag in sector 2 to clear, so I think there might be someone running on low speed. Low fuel even. Speedy's on an out lap. Max just starting his that. Why won't you let me look higher up? I think that's Matty into the pits. At the moment, it is PS only, but crossplay is working well in TTFL. I'll send you an invite so we can get you into the server. I personally don't see any issue with doing crossplay within this league, but I'll speak to the other admins and then we can take it from there. Don't believe Island Boy is on a lap. Zodak is going for another lap. Ollie Stokes has stuck in a 134.6 to take him into second. Lulu needs to find quite a bit of time to get himself through into Q3. Speedy's on his lap. So Speedy now on the run with the DRS, heading into turn 13. He's got an Aston Martin in front of him. It's a little bit squirrely on the exit there. Keeps it going. Moylan's retired in the pits, happy with his 35.4. We'll see him through into Q1. Speedy dives into the pits. Is that Mrs. Cole behind? There's the lap delta gone. A little wide on the apex of turn 1. Gets a good exit into 2. Lift and a downshift as he goes through the Maggots and Beckett section. I know it's not Maggots and Beckett's, but it's based on Maggots and Beckett's. We now drop down the hill towards turn 11. Braking right here. Exit's critical to get the power down early. Give you the best drive off onto this long straight now. Miss Carl is failing on that lap. So Lulu, cars coming around turn 15 now. Important lap for Lulu. He needs to find 6 or 7 seconds here. Try and find his way into Q3. It's very wide on the exit of 19 into the final corner now. Crosses the line with a 136.1, takes it up into 8th place. Decky now coming around the final corner, gets the power down, does a 136.3, gives him 10th place, puts him right on the bubble there. Lister's going for another lap. Don't think Lister needs to in this session. I think he'll be safe with his time in 5th place. Invalidated. He's out lap. Cuts turn 1 nicely. drops down into 2 and 3. Now through the S's. Disappears out of view. Got to love these camera angles sometimes. Loses it on the exit of turn 8. Takes his wing. Thankfully he doesn't lose a wheel, so can nurse this back to the pit. This is Carl's just starting her lap. Hobo's starting his. Zodak now into turn 11. It's the power down. DRS open. Long drag down. That DRS flap looked to be flapping around there. Lulu's connection looks to be as stable as Lulu's personality. As Hobo's retired, lost it on the exit of turn 9 possibly. Not sure where, luckily his car's been cleared before anyone else comes through that section who's looking to try and improve. Zodak having just had a spin. Powers it round the final corner. Doesn't improve on that lap, so we'll stay 13th. Mrs. Carl decided to bail into the pits. So at the end of that session, we will be saying goodbye to Mrs. Carl, Hobo, Zodak and Ashwin. Speedy now just coming round the final corner. Can he find enough? Yes he can. Takes himself into 7th and safe. So we will also be losing Decky. So 600ths off of making it into Q3 there. As DXT Matty comes round and improves. Take himself 9th in the session. So Lulu ends up in 10th place. Quarter of a second up on Decky in 11th, but a little closer to that cut-off zone than I'd have expected to see him. So, to confirm, at the end of that session, we will be losing Decky, Mrs. Carl, Hobo, Zodak, and Ashwin. And Hobo's just messaged in the chat to say he's having major wheel issues. Well, you've got 10 minutes, Hobo. Turn it off, unplug everything. Give it a couple of minutes, plug it all back in, turn it on and try again.
Or be a real man and use your pad.
Yeah, go back to pad for the race. That'll be fun.
Be a real man.
Ask Alexi to stroke it, do something nice for it.
What? This is a PG stream here, Rob.
I'm talking about his wheel.
Oh, is that what you call it these days? Can't be saying stuff like that, man. Jesus.
Who's going to be first out on track?
Well,
AlphaTauri and a Alpine and a Red Bull.
So a Alpine. I'm guessing that's Moylan.
Moylan.
Moylan. First one on track. We love it.
Followed by Pedro. Evans coming out. Island Boys coming out.
They're all coming out.
One of the Aspens. Which one? Yep, Lulu's coming out. We all knew one day he would. Matty's on his outlap. Lister's followed Matty out. Why?
Just out of curiosity though, Rob, when you do go to Mackey's, Monopoly is on, so if you get Mayfair.
Yeah, everyone wants Mayfair, because I've already got 3 park lanes.
Yeah, if you get Mayfair, Rob, let us know. We'll split it 50-50. I've already got Parkland.
I've got 3 park lanes, so I'll just photocopy Mayfair and claim it 3 times.
Oh, you can't now because you've already said it on stream.
Oh, damn it.
Not just on one stream either, it's on 2. I bet people do that, don't they? They get like as Moylan spins on the exit of turn 11. Noob. What a noob.
No, he didn't spin it Monday, did he? He kept it under control. He just picked up that penalty.
I don't know, because I was so far at the back, it was unreal. Oh, you... No, don't swear.
You're live on Channel 4, please do not swear.
Oh, piss you off.
Who's going to be... It's going to be Pedro first to cross the line and set a time in Q3, and he opens us up with a 1:34.1. Evan coming.
Alright, someone's clearly let the sandbags off.
Evans dived into the pits. Island Boy does a 34.8, takes second. Trying to refill my vape. Well, keep an eye on the
Lister
time.
just goes one better. 2 Red Bulls are showing the pace now.
A tenth in it. Less than a tenth between them.
Oh, I've nearly got heartburn eating. Wow, I bet you're too quick.
Get 10 minutes, you'll be hungry again though.
Yeah, true, it was a Mackey's, so...
I went to the Mercedes Burger Bar earlier.
Oh, did that cost you about 20 grand?
No, it was a tenner for a bacon bap, a sausage bap, and cheesy chips.
How much?
A tenner.
Wonder.
That's gone up. It was the last time we went. It was about £7.
Yeah. Spend a tenner on some cheesy chips and 2 butties.
There were about 9 pieces of bacon in the bacon bap and 6 sausages in the sausage bap. It's a bit overkill.
Well, if it's got a shitload of stuff in it, then fair enough. But
It's got almost too much stuff in it, but it is literally at the back of Mercedes AMG at Brackley.
all right, no one likes to show off.
I've not seen any Mercedes staff there for a while. Not this season, at least.
They're all hibernating, mate. They're all in Milton Keynes. Oh wait, that's Red Bull, isn't it?
That's Red Bull Milton Keynes. Although
Right.
Red Bull did take
How many is that? How many is that?
This is number 4.
Honestly, you need to stop cutting. You need to cut down, you. Speedy there, invalidate. Well, we need to get back to commentating because we're just jive. We're just waffling shit.
We've done a typical hobo. Just get bored of watching what we're watching and just start talking crap. Yeah, Speedy's dived in the pits. Stokes
Johnny's
is
on an
out lap.
Everyone's on an out lap. Evans on his first time lap. He'll be the first across this line. Have you noticed with the esports drivers as well? In qualifying, the first run is like on a set of
Be honest, I've not watched the esports race yet. I've got it on my watch list to watch this weekend.
Ah, it's the qualifying, mate. So the first runs is set of inters. Make sure everything works, so for steering wheels and stuff like that.
Mm.
And then the entire like grid from 1 to 20 is separated by 5/10.
Jesus. That's insanely close. But then I suppose if you're competing at that level...
Oh yeah, they are signed by their respective cars that they drive.
That's just insane. I'd say that would be the goal, but I'd never get to that level.
You need to put some serious hours into it first, Rob.
And find some serious skill. As Evan gets all squirrely out of the final corner, but does a 34.3.
That squirrel would have cost him at least 2 or 3 tenths. Maybe even more. Who knows? Who knows? This line. See what the Alpine can do. 133.5.
There's
right,
some sad bags come off that.
As Lulu invalidates on the final corner.
Oh, that's gonna kill him for this lap as well. You need to turn your ERS off now, Lulu. You've not. Oh, he's not got the fuel. He's done.
I say now, Lulu, you may as well just get out.
Do a Lulu and put it in the wall.
Oh, he will do eventually.
If we watch him on stream long enough.
Johnny does a 134.4, and that puts him P5.
Iron Boy is retired in the pits. Donny's not got the fuel to go for another one.
Speedy now goes on his outlap.
Lister's on a lap, but he's not deploying ERS, so I'd say he's saving. Carrying 3 laps of fuel, so
should be doing the warm-up phase.
It's going to be
That's
a
another
tad
thing
compromise.
the esports drivers do as well. Yeah, the esports drivers do an actual warm-up phase for the tyres. They don't just gun it like...
I have actually found doing a steady lap and then going for a proper hot lap rather than just your out lap has helped on a few tracks.
I was speeding, but I got invalidated.
So following Lister now as he's coming through, as he invalidates just before the end of Sector 1.
Lucky. Lucky.
Pedro pushing. He does look to be pushing. I didn't see his split time.
Oh, Speedy nearly lost it there, and he does a 1:46.2.
Can Pedro find anything? Needs to find 6/10 to challenge for pole. Coming down now to turn 12. Cuts it beautifully. End of Sector 2 is only 800ths down up on his time.
That will put him net P1.
800ths, not 8/10.
Alright.
It'll put him as he loses it round 16 to 18.
Oh,
so that's Pedro gone. Evans in AI control. Matty's the only one now.
Oh, Speedy as well.
Speedy. Yes, Speedy's in front. As we're all now praying that Cody's have fixed the spectator hosting bug.
What even was that anyway?
Just a random, if the spectator host, or if the host spectates, it would just crash after the safety lap. Speedy does a 1:34.6 to take him into 7th.
Matty is invalidated. Matty, don't go into the pits, please. Matty, don't go into the pits. So we do. Just finish the lap, Matty. You would have been over and done with by now.
So, as a heads up, usually Ashwin has been having internet issues. He's tried a full reset of everything.
Oh dear.
But he's having work done at his house and he thinks they may have broken something. But if he finds it being laggy in the race, he'll just retire in the pits. Is unfortunate, but there we go. There's our standings for the start of the race. Moylan takes pole with a 1:33.5. Lister in second, Pedro in third, Evan in fourth, Johnny Stokes in fifth, Island Boy in sixth, Speedy in seventh, Matty in eighth, Womax takes ninth, and Lulu wasn't able to get a time set. Starting 10th.
Yeah, very interesting race, that's for sure. Very good, very nice.
Let's claim my Taito points. 9,500 of them to abuse you on Tarkov with.
I'm surprised you didn't today, to be fair.
I was at work and my internet was horrendous. Literally, it's 2 minutes away from Mercedes, but the mobile network there is just appalling. The bit like the build quality of those houses as well.
Very good, very nice.
So fingers crossed, everyone, that the lobby doesn't crash after the formation lap.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building.
Moylan's gone medium, Lister hard, Pedro and Evan medium, Johnny Stokes hard, Island Boy through to Wumax on the mediums, Lulu to Mrs. Carl on the hards, and then I think everyone else on the mediums.
No, Squito's on soft.
Really? It's gone soft. Okay.
Yeah.
Early safety car. Everyone lines up on the grid. There's a Haas. Where's that Haas going? Haas has decided just to. Oh, it's all working. Happy days.
Anyway, just lights out. And away we go. Very late delay on everyone there.
Haas has absolutely nailed it. Is.
Whoa! Ashwin's got a great start there. Moylan is sitting in P2, Pedro P3. Looks like we've all getting a decent getaway here, all the way on the run down to turns 2 and 3. Ashwin with a lightning start. Where did that come from? But apparently now Ashwin is in third.
I get a feeling that's Lulu out.
Yeah, that is Lulu out. I think he collected Rocket Man. I'm not quite sure where it was.
I wonder if that's Ashwin's internet being a pain, but he seems to be stable, so...
Rocket Man's now currently at the back of this grid as GGC takes... Well, it said it took over Frenzy, but Frenzy just seems to have blitzed past him.
Hobo's just jumped Island Boy
Almighty
and
Evan
Vader.
is dropped down 2 places. Craig is on the back of Island Boy for P10. There's a yellow flag. And that is Pedro has span it. Oof. Ashwin is into
going
the pits.
I'd get a feeling we're going to see a retirement here.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see it pop up on the screen, but nothing's
now
coming up yet.
Retake this lead. We've got a 3.4 second gap here towards Lister, so Lister has got some catching up to do if he wants to reel him in. Matty's on the back of Lister at P3, Johnny's on the back of him for P4, so there's a little DRS train coming, ready for this next lap.
Hobo's right on the back of that Johnny as well, followed by Island Boy, so yeah, there's going to be quite a long train there.
The 4-car train. Then we've got another train from 7th all the way down to 11th. Pedro overtakes Craig on the outside on the run down to turns 12. Craig's on the outside.
A bit of wheel to wheel there.
Becky now is on the back of Vader.
Decky's got a Zodak for company as well, and Speedy up the inside of Zodak there.
That's a great move from Speedy. On the inside, but is Zodak going to fight this back here? Doesn't look like he is. He's slowed right down for that. I'm not too sure on that one, you know, but it was a great move from Speedy nonetheless, and that pushes him to P10. And there's a yellow flag on turns 18, and I believe that is Scarito. So now DRS is activated as Zodak, sorry, gets a 3-second time penalty.
Aswin's just messaged to say his connection dropped at the start of the race, so that was AI doing the start. He had it got into the pits and then it's dropped out again, so he can't even retire in the pits. It's unfortunate, but it's out of your control.
So we've just got to be careful of a back marker Haas, ladies and gentlemen. There's Womax. Seems to have dropped off the pace. Has he pitted?
I think he has. He must have. Details stops.
So here we go. The first DRS train from Lister down to Kyle. So that's the first DRS train. As Frenzy and Zodak are still battling it out here. Turns 13.
Frenzy
goes on the outside. Great move there from Frenzy, but is Zodak going to fight this? He's on the better tyre compound. Oh, he nearly loses it. He got a little bit squabbly.
It's giving Mrs. Cole the looking round the outside.
She's on the inside now for turns 19. Gets that move. That's a brilliant move. Shame she's
really deep
ran
there.
wide there. Now she doesn't get the DRS for here. But now this is a drag race. Mrs. Cole is obviously using the ERS. Yes. I keep getting them mixed up here. There's GGC's on the inside for turns 1 of Zodak. There's no contact yet, but the other Alfa Romeo of Almighty Heaven comes up on the inside. Doesn't get that move done. It's just waiting patiently there. Matty takes Lister for P2.
Completely missed that.
Where did that move Where did that move come from, Matty? It was in the S section, but now you've got no DRS to help you with now. There's now the trains is going to start coming along.
They're not massively gaining on Matty there, though. Expected to see him close up a couple of tenths more than that with the DRS.
Craig on turns 12. Oh, and his contact. Speedy involved with Craig, and that's really unfortunate. Williams and an Alpine.
Craig dropping down to 15th now, but with that contact.
Doesn't look like a doesn't look like a wing damage there, but Speedy does a sporting thing and gives the place back to Craig, and in doing so he's dropped to 15th.
Fair play to Speedy.
Yeah, I'd still, knowing Craig, he'd probably be like, yeah, whatever. Can't be dealing with this. Could be in pit soon. There's Pedro's on the outside for turn 2.
Speedy loses it on the exit of turn 20 and puts it into the pit wall, taking a wheel off, which brings out the safety car.
And as that was happening, Pedro overtakes Island Boy there in the S section. Gets a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. That's a nice little move.
Gonna hurt Moyland. He'd opened up a 9-second gap out in front, and that's just gonna disappear now under this safety car.
So lap 5 of 28, and the first safety car has arrived. Moyland in P1 leading this race very comfortably. And now this safety car is going to hinder him. Matty's there in P2. Lister in P3. Hobo 4th. Johnny Stokes 5th. Pedro, after his contact, I believe. No, after his spin, sorry, he's gone up to 6. So this is a good recovery drive so far. Island Boy in 7th, Becky 8th, Frenzy 9th, Zodak 10th, Almighty Evan in 11th, Mrs. Carl in 12th, GGC 13th. Vader was unlucky with the contact with Speedy early previous lap. He's in 14th. Rocketman has got a drive-through penalty for speeding. Naughty, naughty man. Ashwin is obviously in AI.
He's come into the pits now. You can't serve the drive-through under the safety car. Or was he deliberately coming in for a pit stop?
Probably deliberately coming in. But now, obviously, with this
safety car... Have you seen
car,
what tyres he's put on?
Softs?
No. Wets. Full wets.
Are you joking?
No. Either the spectator view's gone completely mad, or that's put full wets on because they've got blue rings on and I can see tread.
It's saying it's wets for me as well.
Yeah.
Rocketman, I think you've done a boo-boo. It's quite strange to say.
You
it's
can
a very
get
dry
away with
track.
Inters on a dry track, but full wets, they're going to be screaming.
I honestly don't know what's going through his head at the minute. Honestly.
I've seen cock-ups on pit stops with this game before. Donny Stokes Monday. Was it Monday? No, it was Friday last week, and GP3. It put him on softs when he'd selected hard. But I've never seen it put a wet tyre on in a dry race.
Obviously, Rocketman knows something that we don't.
As he spotted the storm cloud. Impending doom at the end of the safety car. No, back into the pits.
So this actually is a lifeline for Woomax and Scarito, if they do decide to catch up.
I think Woomax is right on the back of Zodak.
Scarito and Rocketman we're waiting for.
So Rocketman's pitted and is now on the hard. At what point does the safety car ring get called? Because Moylan needs to time his restart right to be able to break that gap to Matty.
I reckon it'll be a late call this lap for Rocketman, because he's just coming up to the turn 10 now.
Yeah, he's going to be on the back of this pack. Not at the end of the straight, I'd say.
This will be probably a late call in. My voice is going. There we go, safety car is in this lap and we will be on board with EXT Matty, as now Moylan effectively is the safety car.
So if you've ever raced with Matty, you'll know he'll just hammer his ERS. He'll destroy it in a couple of laps, so I'd expect to see him right on the back of Moylan up until the point DRS becomes available again.
And Moylan sets off already. He has caught out Matty, and Lister has not been caught out just as bad. So Matty has been caught out, and is there a spin? Yeah, GGC has spun it. That is very unfortunate. There's now Moylan already with a 1 second lead.
Moylan's raced with Matty in many a league, so he knows how Matty works. I think Lister's fairly clued up on Matty's approach as well, so let's put the telemetry on, see how much they're using.
Yeah, Matty's already down to 70%.
So Lister's holding on.
Even with the ERS from Matty, Moylan has pulled up a 1.2 second gap. Craig and Mrs. Moylan, the rivalry does continue. Craig there does get a brilliant exit out of turn 12. He's on the inside for turns 14. Doesn't get that move done quite yet, but he's on the dive. He did the old switcheroo. Does he make it? No, he doesn't. There's a yellow flag as there's a Mercedes, and that's Frenzy's speed span out on 16 to 18. That's really unfortunate for Frenzy, sorry.
Got the car going again now.
Craig got a little bit squirrely at the final corner.
Craig and Mrs. Cole always seem to end up together. Lister going
Lister
for
and
that
Matty
move.
are still going at it here. I thought there was going to be a little bit of wheel banging, but obviously Lister does get that move done in the S section. So that's put Lister up into P2. Hobo is right on the back of this little battle here.
And then you got Pedro as well, right on the back of
Hobo's
Hobo
gone.
losing it.
Hobo's out. Hobo is out. He clips too much curb off the turn 9. Too much oversteer, and that has put him into the wall and the second safety car here in lap 9.
Do you know
Car
what?
just
I'm
got
sick of
unsettled
seeing
there.
this safety car tonight.
Yeah, the car just got unsettled on the turn 9 because he cut that curb a little bit too much. Obviously he had to put more steering angle in, and that's just sent the rear wing.
He did say earlier in my chat he was having issues with his wheel.
No, that's not wheel issue. That's driver issue. That cuts turn 9 way too much. Unsettles the car.
Moylan's pitting.
Ooh, let's see what he goes for.
He'll be going on to the hard.
Yes, it is. Hard compound tyre selected for Moylan. So he's got 18 laps.
Jesus, that pit crew ran in rather quick as well. So that brings Moylan out into with the tyre advantage.
So Moylan still has net P1 because everyone above him has yet to stop.
You've got Lister, Island Boy, Decky, Mrs. Cole running in 4th.
They've not done a pit stop yet, so there technically Moylan is in net P1.
Matty, Pedro, Johnny Stokes, Evan, Vader, Ashwin's AI have all pitted as well. Johnny Stokes was pitted and gone on to the medium. I think you can get 18 laps out of the mediums, but they're going to be horrible at the end.
Oh yeah, they are going to be rather uncomfortable.
Unless he's counting on the late safety car, chuck a set of softs on. Mind you, with the way the tyres are in this game now, you get one set of mediums, one set of hards for the race. There's no option to do a different two-stop, really. So hopefully it won't be too long of a safety car as PPC and Frenzy are closing in on the back of the pack now. Just looking in the Discord, Lulu's, I don't know what is. Evan wasn't happy after Quali had saved himself a new set of softs and messed it up.
Look it.
Lulu's replied with a try racing with a wheel that constantly wants to double sift you up. Now, I would say to Lulu, strip the wheel down and clean the contacts up, because it's, I want to say it's a fairly common issue with the Logitech, but it's not that common, but it's common enough.
I've had no issues with mine. Anyway, Hobo, care to explain turn 9? Do you want to invite to this party and explain the event?
Yeah, let's invite Hobo to the party.
Right, safety car is in this lap. So Lister does become the official safety car right now, but we are on board with Kyle.
I'm going
as
on board
always
with Lister to see when he braked.
I wonder if he's going to go the same time as what Moylan did.
He needs to slow it down a bit if he's going to do that, because the safety car's not even near the pit entry yet. He'll end up finding himself bogged down. He's backed him up a bit.
Becky is slowly getting caught out here. This is... Oh.
He's leaving it really late.
Lister has launched. Becky's on the inside for turn 1. This is going to be a little interesting as Mrs. Cole does the late braking and Moylan does the old thank you very much inside line. I'll take P4. Great move. Great move. As Scarito and Johnny trade places. There's Ashwin now and Rocketman battling it out here for P14 as Mrs. Cole takes a 3-second penalty. And Almighty Evan has spun it again on turns 8. No, turn 9, sorry, was that turn 9? Yeah, turn 9. Turn 9, 10.
Yeah.
Johnny Stokes now on the back of Zodak. This is DRS versus drag. Johnny seems to have got P9, late braking for Zodak. Johnny on the inside, beautiful move, as well as Matty takes Pedro on the inside there. Pedro takes that position back on the inside. It's Decky and Moyland on the old switcheroo.
So Moylan now up into third. He's going to be helping his race. Trying to go long on
Womack's
these
on the
hard
inside
tyres.
of Pedro. Gets that move done, but Pedro, try getting that move back.
Johnny
Not going down
Stokes
without a fight
round
here.
the inside of Matty into the final corner, side by side at the run up the start-finish straight. Johnny's got the move done, but Matty's going now for the inside into turn one.
This is a nice little battle. Is the contact? No, that's beautifully done there between these two drivers. As Frenzy takes 12.
Zodak getting involved in that as well, trying to find a way past Matty. It's a great battle in the mid-pack here.
As now Moyland is on the hunt for Island Boy now. This battle for 5th place. This is called defending the inside. Is Womack's doing the old switcheroo? No, he goes around the outside, runs well wide, gives Pedro that 6th place. It slots straight in, comes back at Pedro, takes that position. Does he lay on the brakes? No, Mrs. Carl just defends quite nicely.
Johnny Stokes up the outside of Pedro, gives him inside into the next section.
Pedro takes the inside line for turns 15. Womack's just slightly backing off, and there's a spinner. Kyle has spun it on 18. Womack's has dropped 2 places there. And he's currently in P7, but he's not giving this battle up just yet. As Matty, Zodak, Frenzy and Vader are all in this battle now for technically for 3rd place. This is a DRS train and a half.
You've got a train from 3rd all the way down.
So one mistake from these drivers. Zodak drops to P10. So this train now is going to be beautifully it's got to be managed beautifully here. Moylan is just out of DRS range, in DRS range from Lister. We'll keep an eye on that battle. Does he have DRS for this straight? Yes, he does.
Pedro all over the back of Mrs. Cole now, but Mrs. Cole pushing Pedro out wide.
Mrs. Cole doesn't have any DRS to defend with now, so she's defending the middle of the track here.
Pedro
trying to replace a car. Oh, there's contact between Johnny and Mrs. Carl, and Johnny's now dropping places. No, he's not actually. Womack has gained a place. Friends has dropped a place. This midfield pack battle is something else here today.
Mrs. Cole is right on the limit of ERS here. She's got less than 10%. She's been burning that to try and keep in front of Pedro.
In Johnny?
No, I think from Pedro prior to him passing. Now she's susceptible to Johnny.
Johnny is on the inside now. Gets that move done way before the braking zone, so that pushed Mrs. Carl down to P6 as Frenzy went on the inside there of Womack's in the turn 1.
Moylan now right on the back of Lister, less than half a second.
And Rocketman has spun it on the exit turn 1. So that's unfortunate for Rocketman there. He's currently in P17. Now Moyland is on the back of Lister now. He's already got an 8-second gap to 3rd.
Doesn't need to push this pass.
Moyland could technically sit back because Lister still needs to pit. As Decky tries the inside of Pedro here, doesn't get that move done. But Frenzy goes wide on turns 12. Mrs. Carl takes the 6th back. But Frenzy and Mrs. Carl are still changing positions left, right and Chelsea here.
Frenzy doesn't want to give that place up.
But Frenzy is on the soft compound tyre, so he needs to really make these work.
Womack's right on the back of that battle as well.
Johnny now is on the back of Decky. This will be probably the same move he did to Mrs. Carl a lap prior. But Decky seems to have got the straight line speed of a rocket here. As Frenzy takes that place from Mrs. Carl. And now Mrs. Carl drops to 7th place. As GGC and Ashwin are battling it out for P13. "12 laps remaining here in Rapid Pixel Racing's GP2, and this has been one hell of a battle.
Moylan's got the pass done on Lister.
On the DRS, so now Moylan is just going to sit in cruise mode, cruise control, and not worry about a thing. Zodak gets past Matty, and Kyle gets past Craig. Johnny's battling it on the inside of Decky there on turns 12. 13, sorry, 14.
They've got it done.
Decky thought about it, but thought better of it. And there's a yellow flag. Yellow flag, there's a spin. And that's Pedro again on turns 18. And that's dropping him back all the way down to P8.
Side by side with Matty into turn 20.
Pedro does get that DRS from Zodak now, as Womack has entered the pit lane.
The contact there between Pedro and Matty. Matty's out.
Matty's out? Oh, right on the line as well. Ashwin is just parked himself right on the apex. The safety car is behind Matty. There it is. Womack gets past Ashwin after all that. Matty, what went off there? For the third safety car today, lap 17.
I think Ashwin's is AI. I briefly saw a wheel-to-wheel contact with Pedro, but I think someone else picked up Matty as he was mid-spin. But I didn't see who. So who's lost the wing?
That'll be interesting in the incident reports there to see what's going off. Oh, but Moyland has gone into the pits. List has gone into the pits. Technically, this is a free pit stop for Moyland.
Is he going? It's got to be going soft.
For 10 laps.
He is.
Yeah,
Lister's gone soft. Lister's gone soft. Sorry. DP.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Johnny Stokes stays out with his 8-lap old mediums. Vader's stayed out on his hards. Mrs. Cole's come in for a set of mediums.
I reckon mediums is a good call here.
Good call now, yeah.
If it's a fresh set, that is a good call.
Right, fresh mediums for Mrs. Carl, fresh mediums for Frenzy. Zodak's gone for softs. Evan's gone for softs. Pedro's gone for softs. Island Boy's gone for softs. Rocketman's tucked on a set of softs as well. I think Moyland had to pit for softs, being in front with the safety car coming in. He'd be a sitting duck if he stayed out on those hards.
Oh yeah.
With Lister with the gap they built over the rest of the pack, dropped a place to Stokes, but they're going to have the tyre advantage at the restart. I'm going to take this moment just to disappear. I'll be back in a moment.
Oh, right, so where have you gone? Anyway, 9 laps remaining here in Rapid Pixel Racing's GP2 of USA, Texas. I was going to say Miami then. But it's been very eventful. The midfield runners have put on a show for us today so far. Moyland, it's his own thing. We all know he's Speedy Gonzalez here in GP2. But Johnny Stokes and Lister have been putting up a fight so far here today. Excuse me. But all credit so far has come from the midfield pack.
Have I missed anything? Oh, safety car's still out. In this lap?
I've no idea, but you missed the spin from Moyland. Everyone clearly stopped to let him carry on P2.
Oh, that's good of them.
Yeah. I don't know why they would do that, but they've done it.
They've probably
the safety car decided to do a massive burnout and donut on turns 1.
They've probably seen how this game hands out penalties under safety car and yellow flag.
Yeah, true. So the safety car is in this lap. So Moyland is... Oh, do I have to spectate Moyland in P2? Do I have to, really?
You don't have to. Spectate
Yes, but I've
in
done it.
P3.
So I've done it all the time. I've always spectated P2 from the after this for the safety car restart.
It's
so
easy to tell if they get caught out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Spectating P2.
But honestly, I don't think Moyland will get caught out. There it is. Johnny has launched, has not caught out Moyland out as much as he wanted. Gets a bit squirrely out of turns 1, does Johnny. So this is compromising him for the turn 1. Moyland on the inside. Gets that move easily done, and Lister's going to follow suit.
Johnny's defending the inside.
He just doesn't have the grip. Doesn't have the grip, so Johnny slots into P3. Craig into P4. Where's this coming from? But Moyland now is on the charge to get that 3-second penalty. Pretty much basically nil and void, so he needs to build up a massive gap here. There's a yellow flag, and that is a Haas.
So now that's Evan round, I think.
Evan again. Almighty spinner Evan today in USA as Womack drops a place. Zodak P. Oh no, they're still battling it out. To Alpha Tauri's. There's no team orders by the looks of things. Zodak is on the fresher tyres and the faster tyres, so Womack if he was playing a teammate, would let Zodak pass. It doesn't seem that way today. It's Pedro on the inside of Frenzy on turn 16. That's move semi-done. Hangs out the inside, outside, sorry, but gets the inside for turns 19. And gets that move done as Moylan sets the fastest lap. There's no surprise there.
Lister's still just hanging on to that 1 second gap.
Yes, but there's obviously no DRS up until next lap. Frenzy and Zhao are still battling it out here. Pedro is on the inside, gets that space now. So now he's on the charge for GGC. Obviously GGC is on the hards, so this is a no contest for grip for Pedro. Is he going to buy his time? He's trying it on the outside for turns 9. Oh, Zodak spins it. Zodak spins it on turn 8.
Pedro,
you're spinning the wrong way, Ryan. You're spinning the wrong way.
Pedro on the inside of GGC into turn 11 and gets the move done on the exit.
And then that allowed Frenzy to slip right by, as Frenzy got the straight line speed there, but just ran out of racetrack on the straight.
This is all over the back of Moylan now.
So this now is a battle for the lead. 7 laps remaining. Is this going to be a grand finale?
Or is Lister just going to hold safe? I can't see Lister just holding safe, and he'll go for the win on track.
He will, but Lister's got no ERS while Moylan's got a hell of a lot. So Moylan can just defend. But he needs that 3-second penalty to disappear.
Vader gets... No, Vader was in fourth, when Hideki gets past Mrs. Carl. Pedro trying to close up on the back of Mrs. Carl as well.
Womax now and Kyle on the back of GGC as Zodak's retired. He's having no further part in this race. That's really unfortunate for the bloke. Scarito takes a 3-second time penalty. So this train consists of...
Lister's done Moyland into turn 12.
And that's DRS assisted. So Decky, Vader, Mrs. Carl, Pedro, Frenzy are all in this DRS train.
GCC's just been overtaken by Island Boy.
As Moyland retakes the lead on turn 16, 17 and 18. So now, is Moyland going to start using the ERS, sorry? No, he's just using a tiny bit just to keep him nice and happy with this. Pedro gets a bad exit on turns 20 though. That's allowed Frenzy to push up to P7. Dives down the inside, but Mrs. Carl was late on the brakes again. Pushes wide, but doesn't get compromised as much as she really needed to.
Vader and Decky have swapped places as well.
Yeah, but Craig now is in charge of this train. He's charging this in charge of this train. Frenzy is on the inside of Mrs. Carl, but Mrs. Carl is late on the brakes again. Forces wide. That's dropped her down 2 places. I think she just forgets the brake. And then realises at the very last minute, oh shit, I'm going to brake. Kyle there on Womax on turns 12. Gets that move done here. He's in P9. That's a very good move there from Kyle. Here we go. That gap is slowly building up from Moyland and Lister.
Vader's still holding up this queue on those hards, side by
Frenzy on
side
the
with
outside.
Frenzy. Frenzy's got the move done. Pedro looks to be trying to find a way through as well.
Frenzy gets that beautiful exit on there. Has he got diving on the inside? No, he's just hanging on there, Pedro. But Vader now, he's on for P6. 4 laps remaining. This is a brilliant midfield battle all race.
It's like the real F1, the main battles are further down the pack.
Yeah. Is now Kyle has caught up Mrs. Carl. I think Mrs. Carl's tyres have gone. On this contact between
Pedro and Vader.
Craig.
Pedro's lost an end plate on his wing.
I saw that contact from Kyle's view there. Now what is Craig going to do? Is he going to send one on the inside? No, he's not. He's just a little bit later on the brakes. And Kyle's on the outside of Mrs. Carl there on turns 12. That is an unexpected move there. But now, oh, Mrs. Carl's gone for the old switcheroo on the inside. And his contact. Oh no, Mrs. Carl goes for the aggressive overtake. Collects Kyle. That's going to be a real shame. That's going to be some not so nice words in the Discord here. I think Mrs. Carl just bit off a little bit more than she could chew there. Doesn't look like an end plate's missing though. Doesn't look like there's wing damage. Oh, she goes on the inside of GGC. But then Kyle retakes that position because she pretty much stopped dead on track. Frenzy is on the back of Decky, 4P4, and there's a yellow flag, and that is a McLaren.
Island Boy out.
Oh, what has happened there? What has happened there? Has he just lost it? It looks like he's lost it, but it looks like... But there's no safety car.
Too late now in the race for a safety car, I think. Trying to see.
There's Womack on the back of Craig. Craig a little bit later on the brakes. Womack tries the switcheroo. Doesn't get that move done, so Womack is still P8.
Moyland's starting to open that gap, but has now just picked up another 3-second penalty, so it's going to drop him 6 seconds.
Oh no. Oh no.
Lister
will.
Yeah! Oh yeah!
Well, there's another yellow flag. That is GGC. He loses it on turns 18. And that's dropped him down to P11. That's unfortunate for him. But now Wilmax is... This is the closest battle so far. This is for P7.
Craig on 16 lap old hards. He could still have some life in them, but Womack's on 10 lap old mediums.
They should be coming into life. Pedro seems to be struggling on them softs. Could this be Craig's time to shine?
Come on, Craig.
Let's get that 6. Pedro does have a penalty though. And the yellow flag in sectors 3. Sorry about that.
But Moylan's opened that gap out now. He's nigh on 6 seconds lead over Lister. Did Lister have a moment that we missed?
I think Lister has had a moment. But then again, Moyland is starting to use his ERS. Using his His Mrs. Carlos gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cut in.
The Vader's closing in on Pedro. I keep going to call him Pablo. Well, I don't know why. So Vader on Escobar with Womack in behind.
Ooh, but Craig, gets a little bit twitchy in the S's. He's allowing Womack to go on the outside, but thinks better of it here. So this battle for 6th place will continue all the way to the checkered flag.
Moyland has broken the 6-second mark now. His 6.5 second lead over Lister. Now he's out in front and with no pressure is finding his pace and his rhythm.
So Moyland has found his loud pedal. This battle for 6 between Pedro, Vader and Womack is still going on, but Almighty Evan is reeling them in here. He's getting a bit squirrely, but these softs will be not in their prime condition. It's Rocket Man battling
Pedro
out.
Runs wide there.
So Rocket Man and Scarito are having a little tussle for 13th place. Frenzy is in the DRS of Johnny, so this could be an interesting final lap between these two. It's a yellow flag in sectors 3, final corner.
That was TTC losing it out of the final corner.
But this is the final lap here, ladies and gentlemen, and we are currently on board with Moyland.
Vader looking round, trying to get round the outside of Pedro through the S's. Can't make it.
He just needs to hang on because he knows Pedro's got the penalty. Scarito overtakes Rocket Man. This is a battle for going off for 13th and 14th.
Johnny and Frenzy side by side now as they're coming round.
Johnny
13 and 14.
That final podium with half a lap remaining.
A bit of contact there between the pair.
And Vader's dropped to 8th, 6th, 7th. Oh, what's going off here? But there it is, your USA winner goes to Moyland. P2 goes to Lister. And your final podium place goes to Johnny Stokes. Well done.
Vader goes round the outside of Pedro into turn 19.
Gets that move done. So there is Craig for P6. Great drive from him. Womack's P7. Pedro P8 due to penalties. Evan in 9th.
Mrs. Carl in 10th. GTC will come across and take 11th.
But these penalties could be in effect here, so he could drop down to 12th. Which he does. Ashwin takes 11th. Scarito takes a pretty random line there. Takes out the DRS sign just for comfort. And there is your Rapid Pixel Racing's GP2 race.
That was manic. Frenzy picks up
the midfield has put on a great show. But Frenzy takes the games driver of the day. But Rob, as always, who's your driver of the day?
Oh, I'm toying. I'm toying. I want to say Vader for that battle he kept going all the way through that mid pack.
So you're saying Vader. I will actually give it to Frenzy because he did 2 stops, started 19th and finished 4th. So you've got Vader. So it's a split driver of the day.
Yeah.
So it's drivers of the day. But your official rundown of today's race: Moyland gets maximum points, fastest lap and the race win. Lister second, Johnny third, Frenzy fourth, Decky fifth, Craig sixth, Womack seventh, Pedro eighth, Evan ninth, Mrs. Carl 10th, Ashwin 11th, GGC 12th, and Rocketman 13th, Scarito 14th, and your DNFs are Kyle, Zodak, Matty, Bobo, Speedy, and Lulu.
Right, I can breathe now.
Yeah, we can breathe. We can breathe.
That was mental. That was a great race, though.
Oh yeah,
So
great
much
race.
going on.
Beautiful race. Beautiful race.
And next week we are at Miami. Oh, I don't know how I feel about Miami.
I've not done any practice whatsoever.
Oh, I've done a handful. I think I did a handful when the game came out.
Yeah, but then the new handling update came out, and I think there's a secret handling update happened on the last one because my USA setup was too understeering.
Yeah, I was going to say the Monday following you round for the couple of laps when I was behind you, your lines and everything, it was completely not what I expected you to take.
Yeah, it's just the setup, mate. That's all it was. But
And
anyway, that will conclude today's streams on my channel and also Rob Sim Racer on YouTube. Everyone in mind, chat, make sure we go check him out. Does this every Friday and does a POV on Mondays. Same with me. Obviously, we are not teammates. So that's a little battle going off there.
And you pick up the comms for GP3 on Sunday as well. So anyone watching on my YouTube, check out Taito Nathan on Twitch for more streams of F1 and also Tarkov, Apex, anything
Pretty much
really.
anything that I fancy streaming.
It's well worth watching. Don't forget to just throw a random grenade or sniper in at him on his sound alerts because it's always great fun.
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have been your hosts, DXC James Owl and DXT Rob Sim Racer. Until next time, peace out.
Good night, everyone. Take it easy.